Hey guys, what's going on? It is Dangeles, and today I'm going to be beginning the construction of the 2017 HGTV Dream Home. So it's become a little bit of a tradition here on the channel to build the HGTV Dream Home, and we've done it for 2 years now, so this is going to be the third installment. Started off here 2 years ago with the 2015 home, which I am still a huge fan of to this day in terms of how it turned out. And then last year we built the 2016 Dream Home, which is much different, obviously, than the first one, but it's also very, very cool. So I'm back here on Xbox One where we built these two houses, and we're going to continue the HGTV Dream Hood. Yeah, that's what we're going to call it. I was going to say Dream Neighborhood, but we'll do Dream Hood instead. And then over here, we actually have my own house, the A-frame house, which is not HGTV. That's just my own design. But it's a part of the neighborhood, so I have to include it. But this right here, I've cleared out some space, is going to be the plot for the 2017 home. And before we get started, I'm actually going to throw up some pictures of the house right now. Just a couple of things about it. It's actually a refurbished house this year, so it's not built from scratch. It was a house that was already there, and they kind of just came in and redid it and everything like that. So it started off kind of like a yellow color, and then it looks like this now, which is very, very nice looking. It's a lot simpler, a little bit smaller than the first two houses, so it's going to be actually a little bit of a challenge trying to, identify how to create it in Minecraft just based on the simplicity of it. So that's going to be something we're doing. I would compare it, actually, it's honestly pretty similar to last year's house. It's kind of like a lake house. I believe it is in Georgia. I'm going to have to double check the exact location in Georgia, but that's where it is located. So let's go ahead and start the building. Okay, so before we start building, let's go ahead and just take a look at the view of the house here in the front. It's a white-based house with a white siding, so that's going to be a little bit of a challenge in choosing blocks. I think I'm going to use diorite. We got a dark oak wood garage door, which is probably what I'm going to do. And I'm scrolling over here. You'll kind of notice that the front of the driveway is pretty similar to last year's dream home, so it's pretty far off the road. So I have to keep that in mind, obviously, when choosing a block to place. Lots of trees and tropical-looking trees like palm trees and things like that. So I'll be building things like that, very similar to last year. Overall, it's not the biggest house in the world. Pretty simple front. I'm going to have to do some experimenting with the windows, and there's the logo. So let's go ahead and start the building. All right, guys, so now that you've gotten a look at what we're going to be starting on here for the first episode, let's begin. First thing I'm going to do is actually start with the garage area. I've already placed the first block, so just kind of just as a placeholder. I just wanted to quickly count off, how far away I want to do it from the street, because the driveway is actually pretty similar to last year's dream home driveway. It's kind of got that circle in the middle. It's a pretty long driveway, so the house is going to have a pretty decent sized front yard for that reason. So let's go ahead and get started here. I'm going to place just a couple of blocks here, maybe 3 blocks, and have this turn down this direction. I'm just going to have that go down a little bit. We're not going to work on that wall right now, but right here I'm going to start with a garage. In fact, for the garage, I'm looking at it right now, and I think it's probably best to have it as a dark oak wood. So let's do 9 blocks, I think will be good. We'll do a 9x5 garage door here. This build only has 1 garage door, but it's one really large one. So ideally 2 cars would probably be able to fit in there. So I haven't 100% looked at the interior just yet, but I will very soon. Let's go ahead and actually just put down some slabs right here to kind of finish that off. And I think that's good in terms of height. Might make that slightly smaller. I'm not sure yet, but we will get to it. Also, what I think I'm going to do is grab some pillared quartz here and do kind of a little perimeter around the garage door here. So we'll start with a 5x9. I might ultimately make it a 4x9, but we're just getting started. So let's not get too far ahead of ourselves. Okay, so let's go ahead and add start to add some walls here. So first off, I'm going to take up a kind of a border of light gray wool, and I want to use diorite for this build. The challenge of this build was trying to choose a block that was most comparable to kind of that white styled, I don't really know, it's just that white style siding. There really isn't any block in the city texture pack that I'm using here that kind of represents siding on a house, so you kind of have to use your imagination with that. I was actually considering working on this on my other version, or on PC version of Minecraft, but this is an Xbox series. I wanted to keep the tradition. I think I am going to make this a little bit shorter. I honestly don't know. Should I make it shorter? Should I make it... I can't tell if it'll be better shorter or taller. You know, let's just leave it how it is for now. All right, so I'm gonna come over here. I'm gonna place a few more blocks. Let's make it an odd number. Let me actually count from all the way over here. So we got 1, 2, 3, plus 9 is 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Okay, so let's turn it there. That way this is 17. All right, so I'm just gonna take this down a decent amount of blocks here, just so we can get that started. And that'll be kind of like the front wall there. So let's just start by getting this filled in here with some diorite. I might try using other blocks. I think 2 years ago on this house, there was kind of a similar style, but I ended up using like kind of a combination of light gray wool as well as sideways pillared quartz, which turned out good. So I might do something kind of similar to that. I don't know, this house turned out really good. So if I could make it anything similar to that, I'd be pretty happy. So I have some interesting ideas for windows that I want to try as well, so we'll get to that. But let's go ahead and take this wall up right here, and let's actually add in a lining of light gray wool here at the bottom instead, kind of as like the base of this build. That way there's just like a little bit of a color difference. It's obviously not a color difference, but slight variation in the white, which I think will have a nice effect. So we'll do that. And I'm going to try to utilize some of the new features that have came out recently. Oh my god, my inventory is just clogged up. But I'm going to try to use some of the features that came out recently. So I'm going to use end rods. I'm going to use banners. Just like the relatively recent features on Xbox that were not out last year when I built the 2016 house. So keep that in mind. What I'm going to do now is actually start off here with these windows. And I have an idea for these windows. I'm just going to clear my inventory completely and get all the blocks that I need. I'm going to try this. I don't know if it's going to look good or not. I'm hoping it will. But I want to try to do like a banner shutter, if that makes sense. So I'm going to do like 3 blocks up, I believe, will probably be good. And also let me grab the diorite blocks as well. Let me grab those, put 3 blocks there. And take this across. I'll probably do like that, I think. Is that going to be too much? Could be good. Let's go on the inside here and try that. You know what? Now that I'm looking at this, I think that it might need to be like risen up 1 level. That way it'll account for the floor. I'm not sure yet. So as far as those windows right now, it's pretty much only 1 block above the ground level, and there's going to be a floor coming in here since we do kind of have like a front deck. So what I'm going to do is actually just kind of fill this in right now. We're probably going to have some pretty tall windows, but I can make adjustments to that on the interior. But my plan is to place some banners here on these gray blocks to kind of just create some sort of like design there, and I actually like that. I think that could be pretty good, so I'll probably end up going with that. I was thinking that maybe I could actually put another one there, and so it would go like all the way down in front and cover like that part as well, but I think that's probably a little bit too much, so I'm just going to use 2 banners instead of 4. It's going to be tough to break those. Make sure that I grab them. They kind of wave in the wind very slightly here on Xbox, so it looks kind of funny. But I'm totally okay with that animation. All right, next thing I'm going to do is actually grab some, let's grab some light gray wool. I'm going to do a little bit of a layer kind of protruding for the top of the wall here. And I'm going to have this run all the way down around the garage and then around this way. And now that I'm thinking about it, I think I am going to lower the garage door by 1 block. So I'm going to make it a 4x9 instead of a 5x9 door. So let me just grab the blocks that I need to change this up, and that's the wrong block. Okay, so let me just do that. I'm gonna break this whole thing and replace it with some diorite blocks. I was thinking about using polished diorite as well for the main wall block. I might honestly do that. I just don't know yet. Again, we're just starting, so all those things will get sorted out eventually. So we'll see if I want to make changes to the base layer of the house, but we got that as a start. And what I want to do now is actually grab some, we're going to grab some stone slabs. And I'm just going to place kind of like a lining of upside down quartz slabs here. One of the tricky things that I was looking at when kind of analyzing this build for a minute or two before I started, you know, just deciding what blocks to use, how to exactly to kind of replicate this in Minecraft as to best of my ability, is there's kind of like a black trim around the roofing, which is really not achievable on console Minecraft. I mean, I was actually like thinking about putting a gray wool there, but I don't think it's going to look very good. And there's no darker color slab besides like the dark oak wood, which is more of a brown than more of a black. So it's not really going to work too well. But I'm probably just going to go with that as like the trim of the roof. Keep in mind that the roof is going to be pretty much slabs going all the way up and around. It's going to be stone slabs as well, which I realized brings up kind of like an interesting point, that all 3 HGTV dream homes so far are going to have a different color roof, which is pretty cool. So let's go ahead and continue here with this front. And I am going to kind of fill this in, get this started. So I just want to say a couple things real quick, guys. I'm going to show you guys on the website with the interactive tour what I'm going to be building at the beginning of every episode. That'll be a continued trend from last year. I'm also just really excited in general to be working on this again. I'm actually not a huge fan of this year's build. Well, I mean, compared to last year, the last 2 builds I think were great, especially the 2015 one. This is my personal favorite. The real life house version, that is, not the Minecraft version, but that house is really, really nice in real life. So I would say probably the rankings for me would be that one's my favorite, this one is my second favorite, and I would say probably that one's my third. I don't know, but it's tough though because they're all really nice. So it's kind of, you know, choosing between good things, so you can't really go wrong. But I'm gonna continue here. I'm gonna actually grab another diorite layer here. So now I think I'm gonna start to put in this front porch here. So let's do that, or this front deck, or whatever you want to call it. But I'm going to start by taking some sandstone out here, and I think I'm going to have it go out probably 1 block away there, and just kind of take this across 3 blocks, push it back in, and just start with something like that. So it's basically going to be about 1 block away. You know what? Maybe I'll make it, I don't know, I'm trying to decide if I want to have this go, yeah, that'll be good, I think. And then what I think I'm going to do is actually take some slabs and run them across right here. Let's do 5 as a start. And kind of have this go down. Take this out, and I'm going to add another 3 more on this side. So if that lines up properly, there should be a wall coming up right here. Like that. And then everything in the middle here is just going to be kind of like the front steps. So I might actually take this wall in 1 more block right here. And 1 more block on this side as well. And I'm going to start by adding some pillars. So I'm going to use some pillared quartz for this, as well as some light gray wool. And let me go ahead and just kind of place these blocks in right here. Just get kind of a pillar started. And I want to have that like 2 blocks away there, so that'll be good. Alright, not too shabby. And I think what I'm going to do now is have this connected there. And I'm trying to decide if I want to have this go 1 block underneath. I think I'm going to use some stairs for this, as well as some diorite. So I'm thinking about doing some stairs like that, go 1 block underneath, have them run across right here, and then connect to right there as well. And then above this, put in some diorite. So we're gonna have kind of like a little roof part here to this this front area. So that'll be good. I'm gonna place some upside down stairs right here in these corners just to add a little bit more detail to that. It looks a little wide. I think it looks a little wide now. I think it'll look better once I actually add the roof in, because I'm going to be using this slab roof. So those are going to be, you know, it's going to be required to be a little bit wider if it wants to be steeper. You kind of have to do like a trade-off there when it comes to Minecraft. If you want something to be, you know, wider, it's going to be steeper, obviously. So, and that comes with, and slabs obviously have a much different steepness than something like stairs. So it's just kind of like that thing you have to consider. On this side, I'm trying to decide here because I think that window is a little bit too far away. So I might readjust this possibly. Maybe move it over 1 block closer. I think that'll probably work a little bit better. Alright guys, I'm back. What I decided to do was just move over the entire front area here by 1 block. In fact, I need to break that right there. So that's open. So I decided to do that just that way. The windows were going to hopefully be a little bit better lined up here. So there's 1 block away from that corner, 3 blocks away from there. Nice odd number. And I think I'm going to do the same thing over here. So we got 3 blocks away. Let's go ahead and add the second window. So I'm actually just going to grab all that stuff right now and re-add this second window. We're going to get the black banner again, the gray wool. We're going to get the black stained glass. And I believe that's also, we need some diorite. All right, so let's do all this. Let's add these windows again. 3 blocks up. And place the upside down slabs. So yeah, these window designs are good. I think window designs are actually like really important on builds. If they look too kind of basic, it can hurt the build overall. So I think if you can find a way to make like really detailed, nice looking windows, it's going to help you out a ton. Something I've noticed over the time. And I'm going to take this all the way over to the corner here. What I'm going to do actually is grab some light gray wool. And I'm actually going to take this all the way up here. And I believe this is an odd number just because of the way the middle is. So that should be good. And that overall is looking pretty sound here. So what I'll do is grab my slabs again, continue this across here, wrap it around the corner, and place some stone slabs on top. And we'll obviously start the roof design probably a little bit today actually, but most likely that'll be, you know, for a later episode. So my plan is to get the front of the house looking, you know, pretty sound and put together. And then of course next episode we're going to work on floor plans. So that's my goal for right now. That's actually not correct. That went one block too far out there. My bad. Let me fix that up real quick. But yeah, like I said, I'm just looking forward. The HGTV Dream Home Let's Build is you know, one of my favorite things to do each year on the channel, starting off 2 years ago obviously. And it's just kind of like a fun challenge to take something and try to just recreate it in Minecraft like the best I can. So by the way, I put down these end rods earlier as they're going to be kind of like the lanterns of this build. There was kind of like those lights on the walls if you saw the way the house looks. There's really no way to replicate that in a small way. Like I could put some fences or maybe some slabs and then put maybe a beacon on it. But instead I'm just going to use the end rods, and I'm going to use those kind of as a lighting feature, because if I set this to nighttime, those are going to illuminate the area, which I think is quite nice. So really love those. Haven't had really a chance to use them too much yet, so I want to give them a try. But nevertheless, let's continue here, guys. I'm actually going to add some spruce planks through here. The ceiling here for the inside of this front porch is kind of it's kind of like a brown color, so I didn't want to use the same color as the garage door, so we're going to mix that up a little bit. I'm also going to take this in a few blocks. I don't know if I want to make it 3, maybe 2. I think 3 will probably be the best option. It really just kind of depends. So if I look at this from the front, I'm actually going to grab some sandstone real quick. I'm going to take this in, fill it in right here. I'm also going to have this run around the corner. So I think we're going to go with that for now. So 3 blocks in there. Kind of goes in a little bit. Maybe 2 will be better. I think 2. I think 3 is fine. All right, so now let's go ahead and work on the front door here. So I'm going to start off by just getting a little bit of this wall filled in like this. I got some lighting defects or something. There hasn't been a patch yet since the new update came out. So there's some lighting defects and there's some window defects. Like the windows are kind of odd right now. So hopefully that stuff will get patched up pretty soon here, like during the course of this Let's Build. So let's go ahead and have this run across like that. And what I think I'm going to do for the front door, try something a little bit different. I'm going to grab some acacia doors. I'm going to grab some acacia wood. I'm going to grab some stained glass, some black stained glass. I'm going to get some anvils. And let's grab some acacia leaves. I think is going to be my choices for this. So, okay, we got those features. I'm also going to grab a beacon, because I think I want to put a beacon in here. I think that'll be good. So it's 2 blocks away from there, 2 blocks away from there. Yeah, that's good. All right, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to break open this block, and I'm going to place the door like that. I'm also going to grab some slab. No, let's grab some stairs. All right, I'm going to place a couple of blocks here, place some stairs, and then I think I'm going to place stairs on top of this as well. And that'll be my kind of door design. So picture it like it's just one large double door, the way it is on the build. But instead it's just kind of one door here in Minecraft. And I'm also going to add a couple of windows right here. Although I might ultimately have these indented. I'm just going to have to wait and see on that. But what I'm going to do is just kind of fill in this last level here on the top like that. And that's what I'm going to do, plus some anvils here on the front, which aren't really anvils for this. But I'm going to put a couple of leaf things here. And we got some lighting defects, so hopefully those will subside pretty soon, because those can be kind of annoying. Do I want to do it like that or maybe like this? I think that could be pretty good. I don't know. It's kind of one of those things. I think that's pretty good right there. So that's what I'm going to do for the front door. Actually looks pretty good. So I don't think there's any like shading in here right now. So we got some lighting defects, but that's okay. All right, just to make this front door look a little bit better, I'm actually going to make the second level of stairs upside down, just so that matches a little bit better. But that right there is looking pretty good, so I think I'm going to go with that. But last thing I'm going to do today for this video, guys, is just get this front part, this front roof area fixed up, and I'm going to start doing that right now. But first, I'm going to grab some more end rods. Let me go ahead and grab a few of those. I want to do some of my designs with this. I'm going to place a few of those there, just as kind of little decorations. They can be used as decorations. They can actually have some utility uses as well. In fact, let me show you guys something real quick that I want to try. I was thinking about, this isn't actually on the build, but I want to try it anyway. Crap, that's not going to work. Hold on, I got to put a block there for a buffer. Let's grab one of these. Place that. Wait, hold on. Sorry guys, I'm trying to figure out how to get this this hopper to place the way I want it, because right now it's oh, okay, actually never mind, that's good. Alright, so what I want to do is actually place some end rods going all the way down to the ground here as kind of like the storm drain for the roof. So like those, that would be connecting to the gutters. So I actually think that looks pretty good. It's an alternative to, I believe, cobblestone walls, which I used to use. But I actually think that looks pretty good. If it was just maybe a different color, it would look better. But I just want to throw out some ideas for like utility uses for the end rods, because I haven't really had a chance to kind of mess around with them too much yet. So I want to do that. One other thing I want to actually check out real quick is just kind of start working. Whoops, that's not what I want to do. Start working here on this the front driveway. So I think I might actually move the garage over that way, one extra block. That way I could run these slabs down through here and it's not going to conflict with the garage door. Because I want to put like a flower bed here and then do another one similar on this side. I don't know if I'm going to have it go too far. I think I'm going to go like right there to the end of the window and then run it back this way for a given amount of space that I haven't not determined at this point. But we'll have some flower beds here in the corners, which I think will be nice, and we'll have some, there's pretty much like a lot of like flower garden area on this side, so we'll be adding tons of that. But let's wrap things up today with the roof here for the front of the house. So I'm going to grab some diorite, I'm going to grab some stone slabs, I'm also going to grab some black stained glass as well as some gray wool. And what I'm going to do is start off by placing some upside down slabs like this, and we'll have those connect to there, and then start to just kind of run this up and connect it to the middle of the build. So upside down slabs, have those wrap around the corner like that. I think that connects pretty nicely, and we'll have this run up to the middle. Oh, that was actually perfect first try. Okay, and then get the rest of this filled in. And then I want to add a window here as well. I think I know exactly where to put it. Alright. So something like that. And I think that looks pretty good. So that's going to be a nice little start. So of course now I can kind of just follow the patterns that I've set up for myself and have these slab linings run all the way around the corners here and start to build the roof for the front of the house. I don't want to get too ahead of myself here, because then my next step is to start working to put together a floor plan that's going to make some sense, and I'll obviously be basing that off of the real build, since they do provide you with a floor plan. They provide you with, like, it's very easy to build this, honestly, in terms of resources you know, that I have at my disposal. I have a full floor plan that I can look at. I have like angles of like every part of the house, so there's really no part that's left up for interpretation, which is very, very nice. So that's what really helped this series from the beginning, because I was like, wow, I can actually just like get a really nice view of this thing, so I can replicate it to the best of my ability. So it turned out great, and that's why I love this series, doing it every year, and I'm glad that it's back. I'm doing it a little bit earlier this year than I did last year. I think I started it in February last year, and then it ran into March. I think it was the same for 2015. So starting a little early this year, but you know, it is 2017, so it's definitely a good time to start. So that's what I'm going to do for the first episode here, guys, in terms of getting this roof put in, getting the front of the house put in. I think made some pretty good progress here, though, for the pilot episode of this series. So thank you guys so much for watching and tuning in to this year's installment of the HGTV Dream Home Let's Build 2017. Should be a lot of fun, like it always is. So I'll see you guys in a few days for episode number 2. Thanks for watching, everybody. It's been Dan Lags. Leave a like rating if you enjoyed it, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace out.